Welcome to Cover Forward with the guys. This week we'll be going over the NFC West. I got Keith. How you feeling today?
I'm doing good, man. Good. Ready to get this started.
Yes, sir. Nick, how you feeling?
Feeling great, man. Ready to have another good discussion about another division in the NFL.
Yeah, I like to first and foremost like to apologize to our fans and our listeners. I was a little under the weather yesterday, so sorry for holding everybody back. I know y'all.
That boy got the shit, boy.
know y'all been waiting. Y'all hungry for this podcast. So like I said, I like to apologize to y'all first and foremost. So Nick, do you want to go ahead and get your heartfelt message out now, or do you want to wait?
We'll wait after we get to the divisions and all that. I'm still a little emotionally compromised. Like I hurt Philioma, man. So we gotta get through some of this good stuff first before I get into that.
We can't have you crying at the beginning of the.
We got a whole podcast we gotta get through.
All right. So to get into this, so we like I said, we're talking about NFC West. So first thing we're gonna get into is who will win the NFC West and any record predictions. So I'm gonna start with Nick. What you got?
All right, so I'll just be straight up. So who I got winning the division, I got the Rams going 12-5. I actually think this is going to be one of the best divisions in football, period. You get a lot of there are some, factors that go into it. What's going to happen with Russ in Seattle, who's going to be the quarterback the whole year. I think we all kind of figure Garoppolo will start for the Niners, but what's going to go forward there? And Arizona's kind of in an experimental period still. We don't know what's going to happen with the J.J. Watt thing. How's Kyler Murray going to develop another season into the NFL? But yeah, I got the Rams going 12-5, winning the division. I got the Niners right on their tail. They could also win the division at 11-6. I got Seattle. Again, this all depends on what happens with Russ. 10-7. I got Arizona going 7-10.
Okay. Well, what about you, Keith? I like it, Nick. I like it.
Well, I think from like various reports that they have put out, the Seattle relationship with Russ has been like mended because they listened to him. They went and got him the guard, Gabe Jackson from the Raiders. I think they brought back Carlos Dunlap like he wanted them to, and then I think they addressed like the offensive needs for him. I know they didn't get Antonio Brown and they didn't get Julio like he was like probably reeling for it.
Begging, yeah.
Yeah, they fixed the line, and that offensive line last year, or going into this year, is ranked 19th. So, I mean, still.
Remember, he wanted AB too. He wanted Antonio Brown.
Exactly. So, but for the predictions for the NFC West, I had the Niners going 13-4. I'm gonna be honest. They had the injury bug last year.
Yep.
They're not going to be injured this year. Nick Bosa's going to be back. Defensive line's going to be active. They just signed Tony Jefferson. He came off a knee injury for the Ravens. He's really versatile, and I like him. He's a pretty good coverage safety to have. But I got them 13-4. I got the Rams going 12-5. Listen, they went 10-6 with Jared Goff and the other quarterback.
Oh yeah, I didn't even bring up Matt Stafford
on the whole back of their defense, pretty much. So you're gonna say they're gonna have those same defensive pieces besides a corner and that safety let go, but the core of their defense is coming back, and they brought in a better quarterback. I'm gonna go, okay, they're gonna go 12-5. I got Seattle going 11-6. I feel like maybe they'll have some hiccups along the way, but I feel like next year they might have a healthy defense. Last year their defense, Jamal wasn't healthy the whole year. Yeah. I feel like he might be healthy this year for them. And I got the Cardinals going 9-8, which in that division, that's respectable.
You got everybody with a winning record.
Yeah. The only people that had a losing record last year were the Niners because they were injured, right? I think they had the losing record. So I think it's honestly, to me, it's the best division in football. Or not it's the best with all the potential it has. Like the AFC North, people want to say that one. But Ben's on the decline, and you don't know what Joe Burrow is going to do. I mean, the Browns are better, so that division is all around competitive. All three of the teams make the playoffs.
Except those sorry-ass Ravens.
That's a bold state. I almost kicked him off the podcast. Go ahead,
Coach. I mean, I'm with you there with Arizona. I got them going 9-8. And then, honestly, coming in, y'all might be a little surprised, but I got San Francisco. I got them going 8-9. So they're the only team.
Oh,
they're the only team I got with losing record in the division, right? And then honestly, for me, it's a toss-up between LA and Seattle, going 10-7 or 11-6.
I have no faith in the division.
I mean, I can't wait to see how it plays out. I mean, it's like I said, it's a lot of.
So you think it's gonna be like a bloodbath in the division then?
Yeah, I feel like it's
Okay.
going to be a division to watch. Honestly.
You know what's crazy about this division, right? I looked on Pro Football Focus. The Niners are 13th in points allowed, or in points scored. The Seattle is 8th in points scored. The Niners are 21st, Cards 13th, like I said, and the Rams are 22nd. Seattle is probably going to be around that same area again this year. They have
their offense is going to have no issues.
Yeah, their offensively, they're going to be there. The Niners are going to move up from 21st, let's be honest. They'll have George Kittle a whole season. Either Jimmy's going to be there healthy or Trey Lance is going to be there. So I'm going to predict their running backs by committee. They'll be fine. The Rams from 22nd, they're definitely probably going to be 15th.
All right. So I got a question for y'all. All right. So just focusing on the two quarterbacks, the two biggest quarterback situations, right? It's going to be San Francisco and Los Angeles. So I think that this is my opinion. I think, Matt Stafford, will he probably throw more interceptions than Jared Goff probably would? I mean, probably because he's a gunslinger. But I think what did you say they were 22nd in points per game last year?
The Rams, yeah, they were 22nd. And they got Deshaun Jackson.
I would put a guarantee Oh, yeah. And even though Deshaun Jackson's not what he used to be, he's still probably better than 80 or faster than 80% of receivers in the NFL. I would put a guarantee stamp on they end up in that top 10 range of scoring points this year. I mean, their receiving core is absolutely ridiculous. You got Woods, Kupp, Deshaun Jackson. I mean, plus with Sean McVay's play calling, and you got a deep threat quarterback like Matt Stafford, who's older now, but still has a cannon.
They got Tyler Higbee at tight end.
Tyler Higbee, yeah.
Like you said, I mean, you got Matthew Stafford, who's now pairing up with Sean McVay. And with Jared Goff, he was, all handcuffed and let me talk to you until the last possible second, tell you exactly where to throw the ball, what to do, So I feel like now that he has Matthew Stafford, he's gonna be able to call a play.
He was Matty Ice Light, bro.
Oh, this is what's happening. Let me change the play, let me do all that without McVay's help. So I feel like it's gonna unlock their potential to a new level, honestly.
And Matt Stafford was one of those guys that led the league, or maybe not led the league. I can't remember the exact stats. I'm just going off the top right here, but always was in like the top 5 in passing yards every year with absolutely. I mean, I know he had Megatron those years, but them two had zero help. No offensive line, no running game, no other receivers, no tight ends. And they were able to rack up crazy numbers with a terrible coaching staff, poverty franchise, like across the board. So getting put in a much, much, much better situation. The only thing I feel bad for is I wish he had younger years. If you go back to that Super Bowl year when they played the Patriots in one of the most boring Super Bowls we've ever seen in our lifetime, I mean, that might have been. Oh, I'm sorry, y'all won the game. Y'all won the game. So
it was a defensive game.
Yeah, with one of the best offensive-minded coaches in the NFL right now.
Defensive game. Belichick is a genius.
I'll give it. No, I agree with you. I agree with you wholeheartedly. I'm talking about the Rams here. It might have been a different game if you had somebody like a Matt Stafford in there at quarterback.
Hey, give credit to that defense. That defense.
And Todd Gurley didn't turn into the glass man halfway through that season.
I think Matthew Stafford's played with some decent offenses. He's had Calvin Johnson, he had Nate Burleson, and then he advanced.
He had decent receivers, but he went a long time without a 100-yard rusher.
No, but
100-yard rusher and one of the worst offensive lines.
But I'm saying he's played with weapons before. He's never played with a defense. So now you're going to in turn give him weapons on offense.
Yeah.
With Cam Akers, and he's going to have a stud defense. So
Marquise, I know you've seen that highlight reel though of it's like what is it called? I think it's literally called Matt Stafford Iron Man, where he's just getting drilled after every single throw.
Yeah. He's getting lit up,
massacred.
He hurt so much.
Yeah,
he's not gonna. Sean McVay's not gonna let him get lit up after every hit like that. There's no. He didn't even let Jared Goff get hit like that.
That's what I'm saying. I think we're about to see Jared Goff, and I'm not the type. I don't want to ever see anybody struggle, but we're about to see Jared Goff. If Jared Goff can succeed in Detroit, I'll take back everything I said because I call him Matty Ice Light.
No, I think
if he can ball in Detroit, he's the truth. But
I think Jared Goff is nice. Not nice. I think they overpaid because he got to that Super Bowl. But I don't think he's bad. And then if you look on Pro Football Focus, they have the Lions as a top 10 offense next year.
I don't think they'll be awful.
We gonna see.
but I don't know about top 10.
Yeah,
I put it like this: he's just like Matt Ryan, bro. He came into the league. He had Sean McVay as his coach, a brilliant offensive mind. You know, we saw what happened with Matt Ryan had Kyle Shanahan, Steve Sarkisian. He had a bunch of offensive-minded people to play with, and then plus weapons. You know, obviously, Goff never had anybody like Julio, but wide receiver by committee arguably had a deeper, you know, at a certain points, deeper wide receiver set than the Falcons. So, I mean, they were two people that right place, right time. And I don't think either of them are awful quarterbacks. I just think they're supremely overrated and definitely overpaid.
Okay. Well, we know that with this division, like you said, it's going to be pretty deep and everything like that. So our, I guess, team that we suspect to come in last here, Arizona, how big do we think that J.J. Watt signing is? And how big do y'all think, or how good of a development do y'all think Kingsbury will have on Kyler Murray?
I think Kyler Murray's been playing good. If you look on, like I said, I highlight Pro Football Focus a lot. I like diving into their stuff. He has a better rush grade than his pass grade. His pass grade, I think, is like 77. Rush grade's like an 86. He's a dual threat like Lamar. Difference is he has a killer at receiver. He has a top 3 receiver. He's really it's a toss up between going Diggs, Devontae Adams, and DeAndre Hopkins. And of course, you can throw Julio in there, but just for the purpose of him being injured last year, we'll just leave those 3. But he's going to have him. He gets AJ Green. I'm telling you, if AJ Green is healthy, the throws that Kyler Murray was struggling on is going to be – I had a graphic. It showed where he threw his interceptions. It was between the numbers and like the outside on the right from like 10 yards to 20. So having AJ Green in there, I think is going to make a difference for him. I don't think
about it too. Like now they got Rondale Moore and Christian Kirk still there as well, obviously. So like that, I mean, that's going to open up a lot for them as well. Like you got AJ Green, like you said, if he's healthy and he's like the AJ that we know, I feel like they're going to be tough offensively. I mean, like you said, Kyler's dynamic. He's an X factor out there on the field, whether it's from using his arm and extended plays or using his legs.
He played baseball too.
Yeah, he's dynamic.
Yeah, I think we're kind of moving away from that narrative that quarterback's got to be 6'5", 230, you know, pocket presence. You know, Cliff Kingsbury, the whole reason why they were able to move on so quickly from Josh Rosen and on to Kyler Murray was because they knew that his offense was literally – I don't think anyone thinks Kyler Murray's one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL, but Cliff Kingsbury knew that the type of quarterback he needed for his offense was Kyler Murray, was a Lamar Jackson, one of those types of guys that could, underrated accuracy quarterbacks, but guys that can really get out and throw on the run really well. And then, like Keith was saying, you know, with the type of inaccuracy that I don't think Kyler Murray is an inaccurate quarterback, but the receiving core that you have really improves your margin for error because, I mean, you have Larry Fitzgerald still, who's one of the most reliable wide receivers in NFL history, even if he's lost a step and a half. You got AJ Green, who's one of those low risk, high reward types because all you're asking for him is just not be injured, and you're for your second receiver is going to be great. And then you got DeAndre Hopkins, arguably one of the best receivers in the game, and arguably the best set of hands in the game. So you're giving him a plethora of weapons that can go and get you. Even if you start to miss a throw, those guys will go make the catch for you.
If you look at where Kyler Murray throws his interceptions, I have the graphic here. It's between the numbers, like I said, it's from line of scrimmage all the way up to about like 20 yards between the numbers and the outside right. If you have him throw between the numbers from 10 yards, about 10 yards out, he gets a 4 touchdown to 7 interception ratio, and then to the outside right, he's 2 touchdowns to 3 interception ratio. So that is literally, if you look at it, that is where all his picks come, is between the numbers and outside right. Other than that, he's probably gonna light you up somewhere else.
Yeah,
for sure.
And the other thing is like you know, y'all were saying that he got signed for or drafted for professional baseball. For being as small as he is, I can't remember what he's listed at height wise. I think it's 5'10", but he's probably, if we're being realistic, he's probably more like 5'8". But he's got an absolute laser beam for an arm, especially for his size. My dad calls him Mini-Me out there running. But he's got it.
He looked like a little badass kid running. When I ain't gonna lie. When he running, it looked like, them kids, you see that
like he
took
just
something.
got out the house, yeah.
Bro, yeah, and their mom like, come here, bro,
Yeah.
buddy, out of there. And then, it's funny. I like when he sees Hop on one-on-one coverage. This man smiles.
No fear, yeah.
He looks like Papa Smurf, bro. He's smiling. He's like, okay, woof.
Yeah, every time.
I feel like that is the dumbest thing you can do for that team is you let Kyle Murray see him get one-on-one coverage.
Oh yeah,
I think one of the most deadly scenarios you can have in the NFL is, and this is very specific, but Kyler Murray gets out of the pocket and is able to wind up a throw, and it's one-on-one coverage deep with Hop. I mean, in that scenario, that is bad for. I don't care what defense, Los Angeles Rams, football team,
bro,
anybody. That's a bad scenario.
Hop caught that touchdown between 4 Bills defenders, 3.
Yes, bro. One of the greatest game-winning scores.
Yeah, that was crazy. That was crazy.
It's different.
We have a place here called Grindhouse Burgers. I was there watching this game, and I was literally about to get up and leave from watching this game, and I'm like, might as well just watch this Hail Mary just for fun. And when he came down with that catch, everybody there was no noise.
Bro, shocked that
there was no noise. Everyone's like, nah, he didn't catch that. Like, they're wrong. Like, the refs put up the touchdown sign. Everyone's like, we got to see this review. When you see him beast mode over 4 dudes like that, that is like, you don't see stuff like that.
I don't think they're bad. Like, if I had to guess, they were middle of the way last year. 13th of points scored. What were they? 12th and allowed. And then they're going into this year, they're going to have the 11th best O-line. I don't think they are bad per se at all. I just think they're a team in a really good division that is average to maybe at times above average. Yeah. That is not good enough for that division. Like, it's the defensive line you got to see.
Yeah, and if they were in like the NFC East, for instance, I mean, they walk away with the division.
Oh, right? they dog the division the whole year.
Yeah, and the other problem is even their non-division games. Like, they got to see Indianapolis, they got to see Green Bay, they got to see Cleveland, they got to see Tennessee and Minnesota. Like, even their non-divisional games are really, really tough.
Only one out of the ones you just named they could beat is Minnesota.
Yeah, and Minnesota's no slouch. Like,
Minnesota on offense, them 2 receivers and Dalvin Cook are going to give you their best game every time.
Oh, they're going to give them hell.
Kirk Cousins is going to be the bag fumbler of that.
I will say week 1 is Tennessee versus Arizona, and I cannot wait to watch that game because if y'all are bettors, I don't even care what the total on that game is. Just bet the fucking over because it's probably going to be about close to 90 points scored between those 2 teams.
Nah, I don't think Bud Dupree from Steel City going over the Titans is going to let them put up a crazy amount on them.
I mean, we'll see.
But who they gain on defense, Keith?
All right, so
I like the idea.
All right, well, I wasn't going to do it. I was going to save it. So their defense would finish 28th last year, right? We were talking about it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. You saw what they added on offense. We're not even going to talk about what they added on offense yet. We'll get
exactly.
there. But on defense, they lost all their corners. Don't get me wrong. Their secondary is starting from scratch.
And what does Arizona have?
Wait. They got Kevin Bernard, right? Or Byard. They got Janoris Jenkins. They went and got Jack Rabbit from the Saints. They got him. They got the rookie on the other side. Granted, he's gonna have some growing pain this year, but they have him. They have the left outside linebacker. I want to say he was a rookie last year. He's a stud. Harold Landry. He's a stud. So they have him. They're going to pair him with Bud Dupree. They got Jeffrey Simmons on the line. They have playmakers. It's just the fact of they're
not deep.
Yeah, they're not deep in all those positions. Like last year, they were deep and they still didn't do anything. But it looks like they cut all the people that they could.
Yeah, they cut. They moved on everybody. And I think
that's what I'm saying though. Coaches can't go out there and play the game for them. I agree that they got a better, they got a better option over there. But I mean, your players got to do something. That rookie,
Javion Clowney didn't play for him last year. Remember that too. So Clowney he got injured, didn't play.
Yeah, well, he's also not playing there this year.
Yeah, but you got Bud. Now. You got Bud.
But he's not suiting up, Marquise.
Bud Dupree, yeah, he is.
Coming off an injury, we're gonna see how he
I guess.
So to switch gears a little bit, so stay out there in the NFC West. Who y'all got for offensive rookie standout?
I'll let you start off, Marquise.
I got I think this could be kind of a shocker because you could go Rendell Moore from Purdue going with Kyler. but I'm not going that way. I'm leaning Dwayne Eskridge from Seattle. His attempts since he was in college from 2017, his yards per attempt or on catch, it was above 16.
Mm-hmm.
So he's letting you know he's catching plays deep. He's gonna be in the kick return game if I had to guess, because I don't think they're gonna want Tyler Lockett back there anymore.
He's an athlete. I mean, he's fast, he's shifty, quick. He's everything. And it's crazy that you picked him, because I picked him, and I was between him and Rondale Moore. So just because you picked Eskridge, I'm gonna go Rondale Moore. And I feel like, during minicamp and everything, I feel like they've been seeing a lot out of him as far as his, ability. And I feel like they're going to give him the ball. They're going to find a way to get the ball, whether it's jet sweeps, quick screens, whatever. And I feel like, having D-Hop, AJ Green, and then Christian Kirk along with him, I feel like he's about to.
I feel like Christian Kirk are 1-1. I feel like that might be the only problem. So he's going to have to really beat out Christian Kirk. Because Christian Kirk's already been in the league. He's already been catching passes from Kyler.
Yeah.
Like, they're both small receivers, really fast. They're about same. So
they go spread. They both can get on the field at the same time. So
yeah, I don't know how much you spread them out, because Hop can command the whole side of the field, right? AJ Green, if he's healthy, commands another side. I don't know if you can line up two, because they're not. The reason why Antonio Brown and what's his name, Scotty Miller from Tampa, it works because Antonio Brown's like a technician. He can work between the numbers. He can go across the middle. He's outside. He can run every route.
And he can play any position.
Exactly. And it lets Scotty just burn people. You know what I'm saying? Like, Mike Evans and Godwin can run other routes, and Scotty can just burn whoever it is. I don't know how it works where you have two dudes that don't really work in between the numbers like that. And there are two burners, are you just going to burn both of them down the field? You can. Don't get me wrong. You can do that. I just don't know how well it would work.
I just feel like they're going to give him the ball quick, whether it's like quick screens, quick slants, like
a lot of them involved.
Try to get him out in space, I feel like, is how they're going to try to get him the ball. And I think he'll probably, probably do some kick returns, punt returns and stuff too. So any way they can get him the ball, just him being a playmaker, I feel like they're just going to try to get the ball in his hands, honestly.
And I'm going to just say, neither one of these dudes are going to have a better year than Kadarius Toney, but that's just me. Nick, who you think?
Sir, not at all. I totally agree with you. Right?
So I'll go with a wild card here, and there's a lot of determining factors that that'll play into this, but I'm actually going to go Trey Lance. So I think to start
So
there's a lot of things that go into it, right? But this is the thing that we've seen this 1,000 times though with the NFL. When a quarterback is drafted that early, the fans, the coaching staff, the players in the locker room, they want to see it happen. So I'll do a bold prediction here. I think Jimmy Garoppolo will get traded during the season at some point. I really, really do. Someone's going to struggle. Marquise, I see your face, but listen. So someone's going to struggle out the gates, right? And they're going to be looking for a quarterback. I can't tell you which team it is, but someone's going to be looking for it. To start the season, I think the Niners are actually going to do pretty good because, they play Detroit and the Eagles week 1 and week 2. So they're going to look great week 1 and week 2. Jimmy Garoppolo's trade value will actually go up. I think Kyle Shanahan is sick of these quarterbacks who, and don't get me wrong, I think Jimmy Garoppolo is good, but he's not great. Trey Lance has a much stronger arm, and the way that Kyle Shanahan likes to play is play action, run it up the middle, but then toss it deep. Trey Lance kind of fits his style of play more. Plus, he can roll out a lot better than someone like a Jimmy G.
But you're saying trade Jimmy?
Yeah, trade Jimmy. Because, at a certain point, let's be honest, Jimmy G is not the development type of leader. He's not Tom Brady. He's not one of these guys that can develop somebody. And I think the whole
pay him $20-something million a year. They're not going to sit him.
Hey, I got.
No, they're gonna play. That's what I'm saying. I think Jimmy G will play like the first. So let me just run this off. So they play Detroit and the Eagles. So they'll get 2 dubs out the gate, increase his trade value. Then they have Green Bay, Seattle, Arizona, and Indianapolis. 4 straight games. Those are 4 tough games. If he starts to struggle, then the fans and the coaching staff and front office are going to say, when do we start to move on from Jimmy G? Because that was the talk during the offseason when the draft happened. Was, are we going to move Jimmy G? And at some point, it's going to happen. I think after the Indianapolis game, it'll be the perfect scenario. If you trade or sit Jimmy G after Indianapolis, then you play Chicago, Arizona again, and you kind of get that Chicago game of a waiver to give Trey Lance a step in. Now, don't get me wrong, Chicago's defense is absurd, but their offense is in a learning curve at this point. It would give him an opportunity to kind of see where he is and give that point for them to step in and do what they can. Plus, with a defense like that, a risk you can take like that on offense. And I believe in Trey Lance. In my opinion, he was my favorite quarterback in the draft.
So you want to hear my backtrack to that? Like, I know Terrance got this. You got the segment for the QB.
Oh, there's a lot. I'll admit, before you let you go, Marquise, there's a lot of reaching in my prediction here.
Yeah.
I just am saying that because there's a lot that goes into it. Jimmy G could play the whole season. We might not even see Trey Lance this year. But what I'm saying is at a certain point, fans in the front office are going to want to see that draft pick go in. And I just don't think Jimmy G is like a Brett Favre with Aaron Rodgers where you let him sit for 3 years and learn. Jimmy G is not that type of guy.
So we got the QB situation for the Niners. That was Terrance, one of Terrance's pieces. You mind if we just rip that right now since Nick already brought it up?
Yeah, so I stayed my case. So I already let my case. I'll let y'all go.
So to me,
yeah, we can jump into it.
Yeah, to me, I feel like if I'm the Niners, right, Jimmy G is 36-12 in his career, and he got you to the Super Bowl.
Yep.
I am not trading this man. Listen to me. You don't have – it's Jimmy G, and then you got Trey Lance, and then I don't know whoever the third quarterback is, right?
That doesn't matter.
Yeah, it doesn't matter, right? So you have those two. If a health risk is always the concern with Jimmy G, like it always is, right? I vote that you sit Jimmy. Listen, stay with me. You sit Jimmy. You start Trey. This is why you do it out the fucking gate. Excuse my language.
Man, I'm there.
This is why you do it. Because exactly, it's going to build his confidence. And one, what was the issue? He didn't play that much at North Dakota State.
So warm-up game.
He's gonna get the preseason. He's gonna get those games. If you do that with him, right? And say he plays bad, right? It's not a problem. You know, you guys are still you believed in him because you put your whole draft capital to get him. So you believe in him. So if that's the case, say he plays bad week 5, week 6, right? Jimmy is more than competent to get in that offense and roll. You could go say by week 6, they're 4-2, right? But Trey isn't playing great. You know, they got the early schedule, the Eagles and all those people that beat them. But Trey's not looking great. You can throw Jimmy in there, no problem. And the offense is going to go. Yeah. You're going to have a healthy George Kittle. Jimmy ain't going to mess up the cog in that of what's rolling. Even if it's rolling bad, he could turn it around a little bit. So I vote that you don't trade Jimmy. If you let Trey develop, if Trey doesn't show you anything this year and like he doesn't hit it and Jimmy takes you to the playoffs, that's fine. And then you just bring both of them back next year. I don't think you rush to trade Jimmy. Jimmy is he's a starting quarterback on another team, obviously health concerns, but when he's not injured, he's 36-12.
Before I let you go, Terrance, I got one question for Marquise. I actually agree with you. I think he's a starting quarterback in the NFL, led them to a Super Bowl, but you don't think that that's a statement from the front office in your confidence? And there's a very specific point I want to make. You don't think it's a statement from the front office that you take a quarterback 3rd overall in only Jimmy G's 3rd season at quarterback for the San Francisco 49ers?
It's definitely a statement.
It's a statement.
It's a statement that you don't believe, and it's not that he's not good, but there's a difference between being good and being next level. I think the reason why they made it to the Super Bowl was Kyle Shanahan and the defense over Jimmy G being that guy at quarterback. I mean, we saw Brad Johnson won a Super Bowl with the Bucs. Trent Dilfer won a Super Bowl with the Ravens.
Put some respect on Trent, bro. But anyway, I'm saying I said put some respect on Trent. But anyway,
no, man, get out of here. Jamal Lewis,
what I'm saying though is that it's not a question if Jimmy G is a competent quarterback. It's just a question if Jimmy can stay healthy. Like that throw on to Emmanuel Sanders at the end. I'm gonna be honest. I don't see people run routes. I don't see my cousin run routes like watching people's games live. I can't tell you if Emmanuel didn't think the ball was gonna get to him and slow down mid route and just stop hauling ass, or if Jimmy overthrew him. Because to me, it looks like Emmanuel just didn't think it was gonna get to where it needed to be, and he just cut the route like midway through and then realized like, oh shit, like he threw it. You know what I mean?
I think John Lynch is saying though, it's not an argument of competence, it's next level. Because you got to think in that division, you got Kyler Murray, who's an ascending talent. You now got Matt Stafford, who I think we're in a great. Do we think Matt Stafford, even at this age, is better than Jimmy G?
Honestly,
I don't know. Honestly,
this whole Trey Lance and Jimmy G thing, like, I don't think we'll see Trey Lance this year. And
Okay.
for the simple fact, I feel like even going into the draft, everyone knew that he was more of a developmental.
he's a project.
So
I don't know.
it's no question about his accuracy or his, ability,
Physical gifts, yeah.
Physical abilities to run the ball, extend plays and all that. There's no question with that. I feel like he definitely brings a different dynamic than Jimmy G. But like I said, you paying this man more than $20 million, and it's not like he's played bad when he's been healthy. And like you say, he took you to, y'all went to Super Bowl together. So I don't feel like it's bad. But I feel like they'll let Jimmy G play this year and let Trey Lance develop. And I feel like if Jimmy G gets hurt, Trey Lance comes in. Okay, now he takes over, and doesn't matter if Jimmy G gets healthy again. Trey Lance will just take the reins and keep moving.
I just feel like you're risking a lot with like you said, letting Trey or Jimmy get injured. Because if you let Jimmy get injured, right? Say we start Jimmy gets injured week 10, and we're rolling. Like as offense, we're rolling. Like we're week 10, we're sitting at what 7-3. Jimmy gets injured, and we throw Trey out there, and Trey does it. Boom. We're gonna take this team that was injured last year. Those dudes got healthy this year, balled their ass off, and
I feel like he'll have a different dynamic, like Jalen Hurts coming in.
But hey, like Kittle said, Trey Lance has had some wow factors. He was telling.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I feel like if he's able to come in, I feel like he'll bring a different dynamic. Like even if he's late on processing, late on some throws, he can make it up with his legs. And he's a soft guy. Like he want the contact. He'll run through you. All.
You want to know who the X factor is for the 49ers this year, though? Who your Baltimore Ravens gave up? Our boy Kyle Juszczyk. That fullback, bro, that's one of my low-key favorite players to watch. We didn't 300-pound fullback.
No. Kyle's not 300. Kyle's like 2. Patrick Ricard's 300. You think about the wrong dude. Nah, Kyle's nice, but Kyle it was time for him to get paid. Like same thing is going to be an issue. It's about time for Ricard to get paid. And Ricard's that big boy. Like Ricard's sitting at 300.
Ricard's a 300-pound guy. Yeah. But so this is my thing though. I just think with Trey Lance, the other thing is it's also about situations. Trey Lance could, people could already be throwing an bust. Oh, not Trey Lance. Trevor Lawrence could be given he might be a bust after 1 year. Because let's be honest, Jacksonville's terrible. I don't think Trevor Lawrence will be a bust. Same thing with they got drafted by the Jets. What's his name? It's slipping my mind.
Oh, he's bust. He's gonna be a bust.
But the point I'm making is it could be situational.
Talking about Zach Wilson, right?
Yeah, Zach Wilson out of BYU. He might not be a bust, but he might have a terrible year because of how bad the Jets are. Trey Lance is in a situation. You've got the ultimate security blanket and Kittle, right? And then you also got a running game behind you. You got an offensive mastermind in Kyle Shanahan.
You got Deebo Samuels too.
Exactly. Yeah. So you got a stellar defense to help maintain whatever mistakes you make.
For talent, for sure.
I'm just saying, in this, and then again, not to keep harping on it, but the front office obviously is ready to move on from Jimmy Garoppolo. Not saying he's not a good quarterback. I think he is a good quarterback. But I think that they don't think he's the guy for their future going forward at a certain point, and it might not be this year. Terrance, you'd be 100% correct. He might not even do a down in the regular season if Jimmy G doesn't get hurt and they don't trade him in their role.
But the only reason I see it happening is if Jimmy G's still healthy, if Trey Lance comes out in the preseason and gives them
balls, right? Yeah, just balls.
Enough wow to be like, yeah.
That could be tricky too. If they give both of them starting roles in the preseason, that could be tricky too.
Who's gonna take Jimmy off your hands though? Like name at least two teams, because the Patriots locked in that they got Mac.
Yeah.
So why would you take Jimmy's contract? The same reason they didn't get in the Julio sweepstakes. So we'll address that later.
It could be anybody. I mean, let's say Denver doesn't get.
Denver they're paying Teddy. You're not gonna take. You're paying Teddy 20.
But the point I'm making is it could be a bunch of teams. Let's say the Jameis thing doesn't work out in New Orleans. New Orleans has a lot of capital that they can move.
If I was New Orleans, I would do it.
That's what I'm saying. There's a lot of teams that
I send Marshawn Lattimore and give me Jimmy.
Dude, stop. Could you imagine? First of all,
No,
forget
they
that.
would do
The
it
winner
because
would be San Francisco in that trade.
No,
Could you imagine that defense with Lattimore?
But
Yo,
no,
get out of here.
it's crazy because they're gonna do it because they're not gonna pay Lattimore. Lattimore just got arrested this offseason for the gun thing, and then it's about time for him to get paid. They can't pay him.
Okay.
They're paying Mike Thomas. They're paying Alvin. You pay Taysom Hill.
Imagine this then. There's a couple teams, right? So let's say the Aaron Rodgers thing doesn't work out in Green Bay. I think we're moving more towards he will stay with Green Bay now. It seemed like it was certain he was gone. But let's say he does get traded to Denver or somebody else. Green Bay is going to be looking for a quarterback. I don't know if y'all watched the Pat McAfee show, but and there's probably been stated on a bunch of other places, but Love has looked terrible so far in minicamp. I know it's been a couple days.
He had his first good day today, actually.
Yeah, okay, so he had one good day today, but he's looked terrible. They're saying that Jordan Love looks terrible in minicamp so far. And then you got Blake Bortles is so far outperforming your number one draft pick from a year ago. Like, I mean, damn. So there's a couple teams that I think it won't be someone who's bad that would look to trade for Jimmy G. It's a team that is good but looking for a quarterback. Even Minnesota, let's face it, Kirk Cousins isn't a bad quarterback, but I would take Jimmy G over Kirk Cousins any day. And Kirk Cousins got away with highway robbery with that contract that he got. So if you can dump that on somebody, then I think it's something that San Francisco could afford because you're only going to be paying Trey Lance a rookie salary. And then
I'm not swapping Jimmy G for Kirk Cousins if I'm the Niners.
I mean, I agree with you, but if you're saying that Trey Lance is your guy for the future, I think Kirk Cousins is a good insurance policy.
Kirk Cousins getting more than Jimmy. I would swap.
No, I know that, but they can afford it at this point because you got a lot of your best players are still young.
If you could afford it, then why would you trade Jimmy?
Again, because you think that Trey is. It's not about whether or not Jimmy is good enough.
No, but you're saying you would bring Kirk Cousins in, right? Why would you?
Backup.
As the backup. You could just keep Jimmy as the backup.
But
exactly.
Jimmy's too good. You could also get other things out of that. I mean, you could get picks. If you're telling me that if you were San Francisco and let's just say we're gonna make this Minnesota trade happen, you wouldn't trade Jimmy G and Kirk Cousins straight up. You get picks out of that too.
All right, what about the football team or Carolina?
Hold on.
Or the football team would be another good team.
Minnesota is living and dying with Kirk Cousins.
First of all,
once they got rid
of going down this Minnesota rabbit hole. I'm just naming teams.
No, but I'm saying they're living and dying with Kirk. So Kirk ain't leaving. They did listen to things.
I think he's on the last year of his contract too, correct?
I think he has 2 more. He might be.
Also potentially go to Miami. I mean,
Miami. There's a lot of teams. I think there's a lot of teams that could use Jimmy G. And all of them good teams too that would be looking for just that next step. You just said the best one. I think Washington would be one that would be perfect for him.
Yeah, they do got. There's pieces he can go. I don't see the Niners doing it just off the fact of you need a competent backup, even if you start Trey, you need Jimmy. I just feel like it's a better problem to have both of them because you got Trey on his rookie deal, and you're paying Jimmy for the next 2 years, whatever he's getting paid. I
just think the fear is that you lose Jimmy for nothing at a certain point.
Yeah, you probably do lose Jimmy for nothing, but it's just, I mean, what are you going to get for him at that point? He's going to be old. He's going to be like 30.
He might serve a purpose, though. He might be.
30 isn't old at quarterback anymore, though. I mean, Tom Brady proved that. Aaron Rodgers proved that. Matt Stafford proved that.
Might be a good bridge for him, potentially. So just to transition back a little bit. So so now we're talking about who you guys think will be the defensive rookie standout. And I think we all are going to agree that the Rams are going to have the best defense.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's funny you said
he might go 49ers, but.
It's funny you said the Rams got the best defense because my pick is the rookie on the Rams, Bobby Brown, the defensive tackle from Texas A&M. I feel like since he's going to be paired up with his idol in Aaron Donald and that defensive line, he got Robinson ahead of him, but I feel like he's going to get reps. I know last year at Texas A&M, he had his career high at 5.5 sacks or 5.5.
He's definitely going to get burned.
So if you add the fact of his career high was 5.5, right? That was his career high. You're going to pair him with dudes that get to the quarterback. So he's essentially, can you kill one person one-on-one? Like, can you just get, and you're going to probably get the weakest person.
Yeah.
So I feel like that will build his confidence. Aaron Donald's going to give him pointers. Robinson's gonna give him pointers. Leonard Floyd's gonna help him. Like Sean McVay's his coach. Like I think he's poised not for a breakout. That's gonna be my breakout year pick, honestly.
Okay. I mean, for me, The only reason why I'm going this way is because he's more athletic. This was Zayvon Collins out in space with Arizona.
That's what I picked. That was
really?
my pick as well.
Pairing him with Justin Simmons, I mean,
Isaiah Simmons.
I mean, I don't know. I'm going with Zayvon Collins. I just feel like him just being an athlete and being out in space, I feel like he'll be able to make a pretty big difference with our defense.
Go ahead, Nick. My bad.
No, you're good. Just to piggyback on what Terrance said. I mean, he won the Bronco Nagurski Trophy Award and the Chuck Bednarik Award, which are the 2 Defensive Player of the Year awards for college football last year. One of the only unanimous All-Americans in college football last year. I mean, played all 4 years. I mean, didn't get to play the 1 year because of COVID, but was a 4-year player in college. Also, I like your pick with the Rams. I mean, I think that he'll be able to develop well, especially playing with someone like Aaron Donald. But in terms of immediate impact, I mean, Zayvon Collins will be able to step right in, be a starter, and play behind Chandler Jones and
my Chandler, JJ Watt, and Buda Baker. My only problem with the Zayvon Collins pick is they have Isaiah Simmons. You have a gadget player that you don't like. For the longest, they didn't even know where to put Isaiah Simmons. Do we put him up at linebacker? Do we drop him back at safety? They figured it out towards the end. But now you're going to get the same thing that you had an issue with last year trying to figure out. And I don't really – it adds depth. But
I think it works out. If you got gadget players, if my problem is figuring out, I got 2 players that can play anywhere, that's the type of problems I want to have as defensive coordinator.
For sure, yeah. I definitely want that problem. That's like Jamal Adams.
It's like, damn, I got too much talent. What do I do, bro?
They're like a Jamal Adams type of player. Like, you can put him at safety, outside linebacker, put him on the edge, let him rush the quarterback.
And Zayvon Collins is huge, though. He's 6'5". He's a legit 6'5", 260 pounds. He's got nearly, I think it was like a 37-inch vert, so he's got a nearly 40-inch vertical. I think he's a true linebacker. He was a little bit, he's not slow. I mean, it's crazy to say that a 4.6 40 nowadays is slower for a linebacker, but
out in space, though, you got a 6'5" dude. I mean, you can make up a lot of space.
He's great in coverage. He's great in the pass rush. He can do pretty much anything. I think he's more of a rotational linebacker player where you can put him inside, outside, edge rush, those types of scenarios. And then if you have to, I don't think he's a great coverage guy too if you're talking about a second option for linebacker. Yeah. So I like Zayvon Collins, but I mean, this is one of those divisions that the rich got richer in terms of defense. But I just like Zayvon Collins because, let's face it, Arizona, if you had to pick a bad defense, or maybe it's Seattle, but of the ascending teams, Arizona's probably the one that's going to need their guy the most in Zayvon Collins, in my opinion.
Yeah, Arizona, their defense was 13th in points allowed. Points allowed. They were 13th. So, no, they weren't 13th. They were 12th. My bad. 12th. So they're middle of the way on offense and defense. I don't know what Zayvon Collins does for them. Maybe he does it like a boons for you guys. They get Chandler Jones back. They have JJ Watt. You got Buda Baker. Like, maybe it does work for them. I just don't know how it works is what that's why I didn't pick him.
I feel like there might be a lot of shock going on this year still, though. Like, even though, we might be predicting Arizona to go 9-8. Like, who's say they want to go like 11-6? Like, there's going to be some kind of.
Oh no, yeah, I agree with Terrance. I think you made a great point right there.
Yeah, going to be. I think there's going to be a lot of just wow, like this.
I mean, shoot, Seattle could end up last in the division, and I wouldn't be surprised at all.
Their defense isn't that good. Offensively, they're going to be.
I'd be really shocked if Seattle finishes last. I'd be thoroughly surprised. And honestly, I'm gonna throw this out there. I don't think even if Seattle doesn't win the Super Bowl this year, it's in my eyes they have to win. If they don't win, Russ is leaving next year.
Well, that's my
point. I think they're tired of Russ. Like, Russ said what he said, and they did get him help this year, and they did address it, and they did address the offensive coordinator thing. I feel like if it doesn't dive into a Super Bowl win, they're leaving. Russ is getting traded. Like, not him leaving, like they're moving off Russ.
Okay. So
I can see it. I can see it.
So you don't think that type of animosity mixed with the questions on defense and the fact that the division is that deep, you think it's wild that they wouldn't finish last? I'm not saying because they're bad. I just think the division is so strong. I mean, I won't say anybody. I think the Rams and Niners are
any given Sunday.
The one that finished last, but exactly. Any given Sunday, and Arizona or Seattle doesn't have exactly the easiest schedule in the world.
Even them hitting the wall last year when, midway, when after they started off hot, Russ was looking like MVP. They still winning games when he came down off that. You know what I mean?
Oh, no. He's one of the best. I mean, I think what it takes, and this also goes back to why I think the Niners are so quick to, or would be willing to move off Jimmy G. I think in today's game, I mean, if you have an elite quarterback, that can almost overcome most obstacles that you have as a team. And obviously, I don't think anyone questions that Russ is one of the most elite quarterbacks in the game. But yeah, I don't know. I just think the division's so deep, it wouldn't be wild if they finished last, even if it's with a winning record like a 9-8 or 10-7.
Yeah. Say the same thing. So, we've been through a lot of topics already, discussion. And, I'm going to just open up the floor for my man, Nick.
I'm going to lone wolf cry.
Yeah, I'm going to give you a virtual pat on the back over here for your
all right,
Leo heartfelt message or send-off.
I'll be honest. I think I got all my if I could tell y'all how many, I mean, even y'all text me about it, the amount of condolences I've received over the last 48 hours has been ridiculous. My favorite athlete of all time is Dwayne Wade. Then very, 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 very close second after that is Julio Jones. So, this one hurt for me. But after thinking about it, after everything, Julio would never win a Super Bowl with us. I hate to say it. It would never happen. I don't think that we've got the firepower defensively to get him what he needs. And even though I don't think Tennessee's got even, they're about as bad as us on defense. I think they've got a little bit better weapons offensively. I'm very happy for Julio. I'm happy that he's getting into a new scenario. I think Ryan Tannehill is better than Matt Ryan. Him and A.J. Brown have already seemed like they've become really good friends. And A.J. Brown's admitted that he idolizes Julio. He tried to give up number 11 in the class act that Julio is. He said, no, I'll take a different number. You've been number 11. You've been that dude for Tennessee. I'll come here. But all I want to say is, to Falcons Nations, rise up for Julio Jones, because that dude has been everything for this franchise. The greatest player we've ever had come in. They should, I know you have to kind of wait for someone to retire before you retire their jersey number, but if you could today, should have been as soon as he touched down to Tennessee, you should have retired his jersey. I don't believe we play Tennessee this year, but whenever he comes back, if he comes back from Tennessee to Atlanta, there should be a standing ovation from every Falcons fan, everybody in the Mercedes-Benz Dome. This dude did everything for this franchise. Whatever you needed, played hurt. If it wasn't for some of those catches that he made in the Super Bowl, that comeback would have been much swifter than the overtime. So he did everything we ever asked for him. Top 5 receiver all time, in my opinion. Class act, top to bottom. I love you, Julio Jones. I hate to see you go, but I hope you get everything that you ever deserve in Tennessee.
He's played 84% of his snaps, people.
84. So anybody who's got questions about his durability, I don't want to hear it. That is the best receiver in the game if he's wearing a jersey and pads, helmet, and there's a cornerback lined up against him, best receiver in the game. I don't want to hear it. Don't want to hear it.
I just want to remind people, for me, if football is a physical contact sport, right?
Yeah.
If a player plays 70% of his games, I'm happy. If you're above 70, boy, sold.
You're doing good.
Yeah.
Also,
I'm sold.
Also, I just want to go back to one thing really quick. Matt Ryan, I know I give you a lot of crap, and I doubt you'll ever watch any of these podcasts, but on the 0.00001% chance, you better send Julio a Bentley, a Ferrari. You better send this man's kids every birthday gift, anything they ever ask for, you better give him anything. Let's go back to the Super Bowl when he beast mode Butler in the back of the end zone. That should have been an interception, potential pick 6, and Julio said, I'll take that, sir. This is going to be a touchdown.
If you ask me, they won the Super Bowl when he did that.
Bro, that was brawling. That was brawling. It was in Butler's hands, and he said, "No, sir, that's mine."
He grown man. He literally took it, looked at him,
literally flipped him when he pulled him off. No, and then everybody talks about the Hogan catch, but the one that Julio had on the sideline, if it wasn't for that catch, there might not even been an overtime. So, there's only so much I can say about Julio.
I think well-deserved send-off. Well-deserved send-off.
That shit was crazy. Can we? I got something lined up for this. The trade. Can we talk about that? Can I get that started, Terrance?
Yeah, for sure. Go ahead,
bro. All right, I just want to
first of all, in our group, did I not say you're not getting a first rounder from Julio? When I was throwing out packages that the Patriots could possibly send, I threw out a second and I threw out some players. I ain't even include like a 6 or nothing like that. But go ahead, Keith. Go ahead.
All right, so Nick wanted to have a defender for Atlanta. Understandable.
Is that too much to ask for?
No.
Is that too much to ask for?
But listen. All right, so the Falcons are adamant that they wanted to get rid of Julio's contract. They needed to sign
for space,
draft class. I want people to remember at first, like when I heard about the picks exchange, like it was a 2nd and a 4th for Julio, and then Atlanta gave the Titans a 6. I was like, so you mean to tell me these playoff teams that needed a receiver didn't do this? They gave him a 2nd and a 4th. You mean to tell me they didn't throw any players in there? Bro. They gave him a 2nd and a 4th. So then I got to thinking, I'm like, there's no way. Come to find out, the Titans ate all of Julio's hit. So the Falcons weren't on the hook for any of Julio's salary. So with that being said, I know Terrance is mad he didn't go to the Patriots. I didn't think, like I tell Terrance all the time, I've been talking about it. I didn't think Bill was confident enough at what his quarterback situation was, the room, like his quarterback room looked like.
I think for us, it was more so about Atlanta not eating none of his salary.
Yeah, for you guys having Gilmore's salary and then them not eating Julio's, that would be an issue. But I feel like if he still had time back there, they would have did it. They would have pulled the trigger.
We had the cap room. So my thing is, bro, y'all traded a 2nd rounder for damn Muhammad Sanu.
We're not even gonna get into that.
If I had to vote the losers of the trades, I don't have the Patriots listed just because of the fact of, like, Nick, is that a Bible thing? Like maybe Bill was looking at the quarterback room and like, we're not getting to a Super Bowl. Why would I, you and
I are probably about to say the same thing. I got 3 losers and they're not teams. I'll tell you who it is when you get done with this. But no, I agree with you. You and I already spoke. We had the perfect scenario for a 1-year thing. What the perfect scenario would have been for Atlanta defensively if we could try to improve. But go ahead, Marquise. No, I agree with you that the whole quarterback situation is probably the reason why he didn't do it.
Number one on your list is Matt Ryan.
Yeah, I'm willing to bet though, if Bill had Tom still in the room and they did all those acquisitions, they got Nelson Aguilar, they got the tight ends, he would have easily pulled the trigger on getting Julio. I think he would have pulled because he got Randy.
The defense has improved in New England, and then on top of that, but I truly believe there's no bias. If you add Julio to the offense, you might be able to apply pressure on the Buffalo Bills, if not snag that last wild card spot.
I would have gave them how many first rounders y'all want? Bet.
Nah, but so the losers I got the Colts. You need to get Carson Wentz a security blanket. He's coming off his worst statistical year. Yes, you're pairing him with his offensive coordinator, but I feel like if you could have put him with Carson Wentz, it would have helped. I feel like the Ravens, you let Lamar down. You didn't really, because then you come to find out that Tennessee ate all the cap. I get why EDC didn't do it, but I wish he would have, because it would have made plenty of sense. The Niners, you definitely should have did it. You should have. I know that the Falcons were so adamant about not trading him to the NFC because they didn't want to have to see Julio come play in Mercedes-Benz Stadium, like Nick was saying, and he just lights them up, So then,
I wouldn't trade him either.
Yeah,
I got play you. No, sir, I'm good.
Bro, so I got the Niners, Packers, and the Bills. The Bills, if you could have put Diggs and Julio on the field together, what?
I feel like the Packers at this point, it would have been more of like a.
Oh, it would have been a desperate move to get Aaron.
We beat Aaron Rodgers, like, yeah, we had this situation, but look what we brought for you.
Yeah, it would have been a desperate move for Aaron, just to be like, hey, Aaron, like, we're trying, like, please come back to us.
Yeah.
So you kind of touched on my losers. So the winners is obviously, I think we're all in agreement, is Tennessee, right? Tennessee wins this, because they knew. Let's be honest. So let's look at it like this. I'm actually not mad at the Falcons. If you're going to trade to Tennessee, picks is the only thing you're going to get because you traded it to the one team that has a worse defense than you. So, okay. So we're not going to improve on defense from Tennessee. And then obviously Tennessee's not going to improve on defense from us. So they're not going to get anything out of us. So picks is the only thing they had to offer. But the losers I hate to do this to you, Marquise, but you already admitted it. The Ravens, it's Lamar Jackson, because at the end of the day, yeah, if you're that concerned about cap space, I mean, this is the type of player that you go for to hit your cap, because
if
y'all are right there.
If you mean to tell me we get Julio and that means we can't re-sign Mark Andrews, I'm fucking cool with it. It is A-okay.
Y'all are so deep at tight end, bro. You don't need Mark Andrews.
I mean, we're not deep. We just have Nick Boyle coming off an injury. But I mean, I love Nick Boyle.
But that's what I'm saying is you got Andrews and Nick Boyle, and let's assume Boyle works well. You still got a crazy backfield, and you also got Julio Jones now. Sammy Watkins hopefully can pan out for y'all.
I just don't get the Ravens fans that are acting like it wasn't a big
and the
deal.
defense. You give obviously first of all, Lamar Jackson's a one-man band by himself. And if you're telling me all you have, we already all agreed on this, I think on the last podcast, picks mean nothing to a team that's ready to win right now. And y'all have gotten all the way there every year. And there's just that one thing that makes a difference. Julio would be that difference. Your defense.
For sure.
I'm not going to lie to you. It's not that picks don't matter. It's just what picks you get. Because, like, the Chiefs were able to get Ladarius Sneed in the – I think they got him in the first, second round. Oh, no, he's a fourth round. He's a steal. He's their starting corner, and he's destroying dudes. It's crazy. Well, it depends. Like,
what's going to help you now.
Yeah, where you're picking and who you're trying to take.
Let me put it like this. The Ravens are going to be at the back half of the first round for the foreseeable.
We drafted 2 first rounders this year.
If y'all could have picked up someone like Devontae Smith or Jamar Chase in this last draft, I would have said, cool, don't worry about Julio because you can probably develop those guys. But the point is y'all are going to get the bottom of the barrel, and not saying that because the receiver drafts, let's be honest, the last couple of years have been ridiculous. There's been a lot of good receivers.
I like Rashard Bateman a lot. I just feel like if you could have brought in Julio to help him, bro, you mean to tell me I'm a big receiver and I'm going to learn from somebody that is big, fast, dynamic, and don't get this wrong, bro. Julio is a run blocker. That's why if him going to Tennessee, bro, he's going to destroy the corner so Derrick Henry can fly by.
First of all, have y'all seen his tackle highlights? So first of all,
I might have had that man play outside linebacker or safety.
And so you're telling me he doesn't look and that's on dudes that are like linebackers or defensive ends that picked up the sack fumbles. He will light up whatever defensive back is on him. The other two I have as losers are Russell Wilson. I know that, and we can argue, maybe not so much because the Falcons did not want to trade him to an NFC team. Both of the other 2 teams are NFC teams. But Russell Wilson, 2 quarterbacks that are not happy. Russell Wilson and Aaron Rodgers. These are 2 guys. If all you're saying is all you had to give up was a 2nd round and a 5th round pick or 4th round pick, whatever, and you couldn't get this guy on your team, I think there's no way that the Seattle Seahawks or especially the Packers couldn't say, all right, cool, I know you don't want to trade him to an NFC team, but it will give you a defensive package with that. There's no way you can convince me that Terry Fontenot and the Atlanta Falcons wouldn't have said, okay, we might not like him being in the NFC, but if you can give us some help on defense.
Seattle ain't got nobody on defense to give you.
I mean, at the end of the day, I'm not asking for somebody like a Bobby Wagner or a Adams, but I mean, they got players. They're not necessarily a deep defense, but they got playmakers. You could have given somebody, and then Green Bay's got a plethora of weapons on defense. So
I would have ate $20 million, $30 million in cap for Julio Jones. I don't care how much it would have cost me in cap.
Yeah.
Like, for the Patriots personally, we would only have to give up a 2nd round and a 4th rounder. Like, bro, we traded for Muhammad Sanu. We've also traded for Brandon Cooks. We've traded for Randy Moss. Granted, later round picks, but we pulled the trigger before. So for me, it's like, okay, you have the $15 million in cap to go ahead and
I told you what it is because it's the quarterback room. I'm telling you, Cam can go out there. Cam ain't gonna flash back to MVP Cam. Let's be honest. He's not.
Honestly, I think it's the cap. Like if Atlanta would have ate some of the cap, which in this deal, I feel like they were letting it be known we're not eating any of the money. So if they would have been like, yeah, we'll eat some of the money, because Belichick is cheap. That's one of his things. Like, I'm gonna get you a good player. We gonna pay you might not be market value, but you come here and you gonna win.
Yeah, I don't know, bro. It's just
So the
it's
center should get paid, but
it's
I feel like it's just Belichick not wanting to pay the full 15 million because then he won't have no flexibility.
well, you don't have no flexibility, and you don't know if that team. Let's be honest, you don't know if they're gonna win a championship. You know what I'm saying? Like Julio isn't the call. Like if you said, "Hey, I'll trade all my pick, a first round pick to get Deshaun Watson," we don't know where that's going. But if that offense got Deshaun Watson at quarterback, he'd pull the trigger if Deshaun Watson didn't have what he was going on, and it was just a first round pick. Bill would be like, "Here, take the first round pick and give me him." Like, and that's the issue. It's simply just the quarterback room. If the quarterback, Nick, like you hear what I'm saying? If the quarterback room was different, Nick, I feel like Bill would just boom, sign me up.
Bill's a smart guy. I've heard a lot of this, and it's weird when these analysts who cover the NFL this much. I think sometimes I think way too much. Bill was willing to go out and get Randy Moss when he knew that all they needed was one piece. It's not that he's I don't like big time names or I don't like this. He's probably the smartest coach GM combo we've ever seen in the NFL. He knows what he's doing. I don't think he believes. He says he believes in Cam. Every move that he's made lets me believe. It's not what you say, it's what you do. I don't think he necessarily believes in Cam. I think he thinks Cam's a placeholder. I believe in Cam, but I think he believes Cam's a placeholder, and he doesn't know what's going to happen with Mac going forward. So he wasn't willing to pull the trigger on that. And yes, obviously the cap hit does play into that as well. If Julio was on a 1-year deal for like $10 million, I think it was a no question. Every team would have thrown it at him. Hey, but I don't think Bill, with the situation they have at quarterback right now, was willing to make the move. I think they should have made the move, but I don't think that's why. I think that's why he didn't make the move.
I'm letting you know that people aren't talking about it, but that Tennessee combination with not being able to double neither one of those receivers, and you're going to take away having 8 in the box on Julio or on Derrick Henry, and Tannehill is probably the best quarterback in a run-heavy offense. Like, you got
I'll know. Ryan Tannehill is probably going to get some MVP votes this year.
I mean, I wouldn't be shocked, but other than Lamar's in a rushing offense, I would say, not like a running back centric offense. It's just dynamic. I wouldn't count Lamar. Tannehill is probably a little better in the aspect if he's in a run heavy offense with a running back. But if you lined up Tannehill against Baker, he's better. He's better. Kirk Cousins, he's better. Like,
people love showing those highlights of Tannehill when he was in Miami, but that was just a terrible. Again, we're going back.
Adam Gase was his coach or coordinator. You're like, hello, watch. People forget that Tannehill got wheels on him, bro. Jit played receiver in college.
Yeah. Look at Pro Football Focus. Look at who had the highest rated rushing numbers on Pro Football Focus for a quarterback. Number 1 is Ryan Tannehill.
He's dynamic. I'm just letting you know. I feel like Tennessee pretty much did what the Chiefs did and said, you can't beat us on offense, so we're gonna score every time, and you're gonna have to stop us. And they're betting on that you can't stop them. And I'm willing to bet. I already used the Titans in Madden, all right? And people don't really stop them on Madden. You're going to add Julio Jones to A.J. Brown. Like, if they could have – the only thing I wish they could have did is kept Jonnu Smith. It'd be over in that offense if they kept Jonnu Smith.
I don't know if they can do it, but if they can pick up, like a really, really solid tight end at some point.
If you just sneak a tight end from somebody, like – even if Atlanta just was like, hey, you know what, Hayden Hurst, we got Kyle Pitts, we're going to move off you. Hayden Hurst would thrive in a pass-centric offense.
We weren't going to do that. We had to keep as much help as we could.
Hayden stand there. But I'm just saying, in the aspect of that, like, it's going to be.
Someone like or think about this. What would be like super scary is
getting Zach Ertz.
Zach Ertz, or what about from Tampa? If they could get like OJ Howard or who's the other one that they got?
Cameron Brate.
Yeah, Cameron Brate. They could get one of them too. Like that would be.
I think they get Cameron because OJ's younger, so I feel like the Bucs will try to keep him. But if you can go snag one of those Eagles tight ends, I think Zach Ertz is going to be on the market. I don't think the Eagles are going to bring him back.
Definitely on the market for sure.
If you can bring him, I don't think they'll give you Dallas Goedert. He's young, he's an animal. I don't think you're getting Dallas Goedert, but you can probably snaggle Zach Ertz, and if Zach Ertz is healthy, he won a Super Bowl with him.
They might try to send him over to Indianapolis.
Yep.
Yeah.
Keith, I know you play with them, so their offense is predicated on the play action. It's about to be a lot of troubled defenses out there because you don't know what they're doing. I mean, they're the one team in the NFL where you genuinely got to basically guess every down. Are they going to run or are they going to throw? And if you guess wrong, you're either getting burned deep by Julio or A.J. Brown. or Derrick Henry's carrying your entire defense on his back to the end zone.
Like the Chiefs are a fault because they don't really have they get away from running the ball. You know what I'm saying? So you know how they're gonna beat you. So you can kind of like plan for it, and then they just shock you if they run the ball. You know, like if they're running heavy.
Do you think was it Clyde Edwards-Helaire? Do you think that he might take off this year?
I think he's good.
He had a great year last year, and I mean and granted, I'll be honest, it could have been because, like you said, everyone's so worried about the pass. It could be the opposite effect from Tennessee, where everyone's so worried about the run in Tennessee that the passing game gets so wide open. Where with
but you got to be worried about both now. You got
now, but I'm saying like with last year, AJ Brown, no disrespect to AJ Brown, he's an elite receiver, but maybe with is Clyde Edwards-Helaire really that dude, or was it just the fact that everyone's so worried about Kelsey and Tyreek Hill?
I think he's that dude, but the issue is it's just
they're gonna call passing plays
it's a matter of like getting the balance because they throw the ball so much, you know what I'm saying? And they just.
I got a question for y'all. Y'all remember Jamal Charles that played for them?
Oh,
could you imagine if he played with this offense, what they would have done?
He got to play. He got
the dumbest offense.
He got to play with Alex Smith, didn't he? And didn't he get to play with him? But his knees were like getting shot at that point, weren't they?
Yeah, he right when Alex Smith came was right towards the end of Jamal Charles' like reign, but he was like the original like. I mean, him and Reggie Bush were like the two original like primary pass catchers out of the backfield in the NFL. And I think Jamal Charles was way better.
You better show
you
better show LaDainian Tomlinson and Darryl Sproles some love. That was disrespectful. This man.
Let's be honest. All right, I'll admit, but let's be honest. LaDainian Tomlinson was a primary runner. What I'm saying is Jamal Charles was like your premier screen catch.
Yeah, all right. Then you better
That's
show
what
some.
I'm saying. Like, yes,
you better show some love to Darren Sproles then.
Darren Sproles, come on. Jamal Charles had better years than Darren Sproles ever thought about having.
All right, guys.
Darren Sproles was legit. That's no disrespect. But
all right.
Y'all ready for this test I got going on with this overtime?
Oh yes, this is probably my favorite part of the
I'm going my gut this week because
I looked up a couple things. I won't even lie to you, so you're gonna have to try to throw me off here.
Yeah, I hope you got some good ones.
I'm gonna try to throw y'all. Coming out the gate, I'm gonna ask a toughie coming out the gate.
Okay.
This is strictly NFC West, right?
Yes.
So I want y'all to name one player who has rushed for 2,000 yards that played in the NFC West.
In one season?
Yeah.
Marshawn Lynch. No, Sean Alexander.
No, there are 7 total in the
Dickerson.
NFC. There's 2 in the NFC West.
Dickerson.
We're going that far back? Yeah. I mean, well, yeah.
Dickerson ran for 2,000 yards.
I'm going Sean Alexander. Who is it? I'm pretty sure it's Dickerson.
All right, so it's the 2 people that have rushed for 2K is OJ Simpson and Dickerson. So
boom! Let's go!
OJ.
He didn't
play.
play.
Play for in the NFC
he played
West.
for the Bills.
Yeah, he played for the Bills.
Bro. He played for
Yo, Terrance,
yeah. You might want to know your questions, big dog.
No.
What?
I'm gonna show y'all something. Let me move on to the next question. I'm gonna get back with y'all.
Oh no, bro! I knew it was Eric Dickerson.
He played in Buffalo, and then OJ played in San Francisco the last 2 years. All right, you got asparagus then. Keep going.
What you mean?
All right. So I'm up 1-0, Marquise. I'm about to.
I told you it was 7 total.
All right, let's go.
All right. So next question here: true or false? Jerry Rice caught more touchdowns in his first 4 NFL seasons than he did in 4 years at Mississippi Valley State.
Oh.
I'm gonna
False.
say Jerry Rice caught more touchdowns in his first 4 NFL seasons than he did in 4 years at Mississippi Valley State.
I'm not gonna lie, Marquise. I think you're right. I think you probably diced people to pieces. That's why he was able to go from Mississippi Valley State to the NFL. But I'm gonna just to keep it interesting. I'm gonna say. Would you say true? I'm gonna say false.
Oh no, I said false.
Oh, you said false. I'm gonna say true then. All right, yeah.
What is it?
Okay. Well, the answer is false. So he caught 50 in college and 49 in his first.
Yeah, I knew.
That shit's close.
What? Bro, did y'all see that video that came out recently of him in practice where he was ruining everyone's day? Yo, come on now.
I can't wait till they start religiously releasing practice footage, like after everybody's done, like just letting them.
I feel bad for some of those older guys because we're so lucky to have all this stuff nowadays because like people, the generation after us is gonna be like, oh, Jerry Rice was garbage, but we got that little taste of his footage and we're like, yo, this man was ridiculous.
Yeah, like there's players like because we're younger that you didn't get to see play, like their highlights of in-game action only do so much justice because you're just catching highlights. Yeah. But to see this man running those routes in practice.
On a defense that sees him every day? Like, bro, like these dudes know his routine and they couldn't figure it out.
Oh my God. It's bad.
Yeah. So next question. Who has won the division the most?
I'm gonna go San Fran. I'm gonna take it away from you, Marquise.
You have to go San Fran. I'm gonna go.
Give you a chance.
I'm gonna go to the Rams because Seattle was dumpster juice
back
for
in
a
the
minute.
60s. Oh, back
I'm
in
gonna
the
go to
60s,
the Rams.
The Rams were elite.
So you stand with your answer, Nick?
I'm saying my answer.
All right, yeah. So Nick was right. 49ers.
Yeah, they fucking ripped off like 6 championships.
Yeah, they went straight from Joe Montana straight into Steve Young. Like that's no fair.
That was a dead giveaway. So we can choose the same answer.
Yeah.
Oh, all right then. I should have just picked it. I knew that was.
All right. So next question. This might be an easy one.
Okay.
NFC West team has won the most Super Bowls.
Sam Niners.
Okay. Y'all both right.
Bro, you got 5 between Steve Young and
all right, this is a current day. So what's the score right now?
2-3, Nick.
2-3.
Hey, I'm letting y'all know. I don't mean to interrupt Terrance's question. Nick beat me in the mile challenge, right? I ran a 7:51.
Oh, you were gonna let me talk about trash. I was gonna finish that.
Yeah, Nick ran what, 7:26. I'm just letting y'all know he ran on the fucking treadmill. But keep going.
All right. Bro, I run like a 10-minute mile if I ran through my apartment complex.
Due to my conditions, I couldn't run.
Hey, whoa, yeah, you taking the L for this week on running?
I'm gonna run like when I'm uncongested. I'm gonna run.
So you got to run. So you took the L in the first week, like by default, your first week is done.
I can make it up. I can run 2 miles. I can run a mile one day, then a mile another day.
Nah.
I take an L.
It was a Tuesday deadline.
Hey!
Nick got
the week 1 victory right here, Playboy.
Nick got the week 1 Vic. I'll give him that.
Yeah, and everybody voted on you. I want to know who all voted on you, Marquise.
I think a lot of people did, but to be honest, I hadn't ran in a while, and it's weird because every time I run, if I'm not running against someone, I'll like judge how I'm running. Like I'll be running.
I was a little scared.
I'm chilling. But if someone's running next to me, I'm like, I can go. Like, let me get it going. But nobody's against me, so I'm like, okay, like let me just get there.
I hoop all the time. I play basketball at least 4 days a week. So I was like, I haven't ran a mile and I can't tell you how long. I was like, I might be able to. My goal was to bust under 7 minutes. And like probably 3/4 of the way of the mile, I was pacing for that, and then I started to fall apart right there. Boy, you saw how sweaty I was. I started to die. I think
I dropped those 10 seconds in like 5 days. I'll let you know I'm about to drop 20 seconds this week too.
I'm gonna get under 6 minutes.
Oh, got it.
Or under 7 minutes.
Nah, I got you. I'm getting you. I was like, cause I was running right, and I looked at my phone, cause I have the app on my phone. I was like almost at a mile, right, and it was like 7:35, right? And I'm like, all right, man, let me not cut it on yet. Like, I didn't want to cut it on too early. I knew I should have just hauled it right there because I was thinking about it. I was like,
7:30, it was still too late.
Yeah, all right, I got you. You enjoy it. I got you. I'm on your ass.
Bro, when I bust out that 650 next week, I want to hear it.
Yeah, on the treadmill.
I want to hear it, Marquise.
Hey, let's be honest. Cause isn't it easier to run on a treadmill?
No, I would never deny that. But I'll send you a picture of what my apartment complex
you're good. But I know on a treadmill I could get like a 15 to like an 18-second difference on what I would normally run. Like
and
clean.
You still would have lost.
All right.
We'll see.
We'll see.
Anyway, sorry for the interruption from
yeah.
Keep going. Over here. From our sore loser over here.
My dog's probably faster than you. But keep going.
Probably, bro. You talking about a dog with 4 legs, bro. Get out of here.
So, last question here. So, what player in the NFC West is nicknamed Nook?
Nook?
Yeah.
Oh, it's DeAndre Hopkins.
Yeah, bro. It's DeAndre Hopkins.
What kind of question is that?
It's a question. I had to give y'all a moment. So, Nick won this segment here.
Bro, what? Bro, if I knew we could pick the same answers, I would have took the Niners that one. We both literally knew it was the Niners. We were like, oh, it's the Niners.
Yeah, that's
we were like, oh, it's the Niners.
But he chose true on the other answer with Jerry.
Yeah, I was gonna take your answer too on the Mississippi Valley State one. So I mean, that's the one.
I guess we could rock. That's fair. For
You throw Sean Alexander. I bet you it was about like 1,600 or 1,700 yards he had that year when he.
Bro, I don't know why I thought Sean Alexander and didn't think about I thought about Eric Dickerson because you know what's funny. Eric Dickerson is the reason why when I played flag football, I used to run to one side and then cut back the other way. Because I used to see his highlights. And Eric Dickerson would haul ass to one side of the field.
Yeah.
Everybody's here. And then, bro.
I can't remember which NFL street it was, but he was one of my favorite players to play on NFL street.
Bro, my grandfather, bro, used to be like, what are you doing? Why are you doing this? And nobody would catch me. But he's like, just keep
bro,
going.
Marquise was playing that. He wasn't even like, Eric Dickerson's over there like, oh, shit, I got to go the other way. Marquise over here. All right, I can't wait till everybody gets here so I can reverse field.
Bro, it used to be so funny. I think I was like 8 or 9, bro. I just used to be on one side. I'm like, bro, whoa, I'm going back this way. And nobody would catch me. So I'm like, oh, it's such a bad habit because like if you're really not still that fast as you get older, like you go to cut back and someone's the safety or someone's gonna come get you.
I'll admit this on this podcast. The whole reason why I quit playing football, bro, is I want to play quarterback so bad. And I don't know if you knew who played quarterback for us, Marquise, but we had Josh Mizell. And I knew he was so much better than me, bro. It made me so fucking mad. I was like, if I'm not gonna play quarterback, I'm not gonna play. And they put me at wide receiver, bro. And I had good hands, but I was way too slow to play.
I didn't play football for our school. Our school was trash, and I couldn't play football with my cousins, so I ain't about to be just blocking the whole game and I play receiver. That sounds like a scam on a scam.
Yeah, I was so mad when I saw they put him. This is in 8th grade. They put him as starting quarterback. I was like, yeah, this shit ain't for me anymore.
So we got Nick today at the end of the segment today giving us the word of the day. Take us away, Nick.
All right, so I got a little bit of motivation for everybody out there. You know, you're always gonna have obstacles, so don't stop when you're tired. Stop when you're done. So everyday life is gonna present you obstacles. It's gonna present you challenges. You just gotta keep pushing through it because your body will quit way before your mind does. So if you can train your mind to take you a little bit further, that extra step, that extra mile, you know, Marquise, we joked about the mile and everything like that. I swear straight up, you know, I thought I was just gonna bust straight through and be able to run straight through it. I got about, and we're talking about 1 mile. This is how you know we're old.
If I ever see you, we're definitely running a mile next to each other.
We can do it. We'll probably it'll be like that Kobe thing.
I'd be willing to put
either I win or I die.
I'd be willing to put hard money. Like if we run next to each other, like I'm gonna get you. But don't worry, I got the month, so
let me get this word off. All right,
go ahead.
But yeah, like I wanted to give up towards the end, and all I thought of, I was like, you know, I gotta beat Marquise. So you know, your mind will take you a lot farther than your body will. So regardless of whatever the obstacles are that you got, don't give up when you're tired. Give up when you're done.
But I know Nick was feeling me beating him as like, did you
see how sweaty I was? Did you see how sweaty I was, bro?
I knew when he ran his mile, he's like, I gotta beat him. Like, I don't care what Terrance gets as long as I beat him.
Yeah.
Bro, Terrance gonna come in. We're talking this. I'm waiting to see what Terrance is.
Everybody around a 5:30.
Nah. He full dad mode mod. I got him cracking at least 8. He's gonna get below an 8. If you don't get below an 8, it's disrespectful. We're not.
I'm gonna run a good time. I'm gonna run sub 8. I'm gonna run below 8.
Yeah, if you can't run a sub 8, and I'm like, you know, I ran the 751, and then I ran the 740 the other day. Like, you should be able to get below an 8.
Yeah, I'm definitely running sub.
I might train for this.
I am. I'm running again tomorrow, Nick. All
right, I'm gonna give you my mile on Monday nights from now on. I'm gonna run a mile every day and give you my mile on Monday nights.
I'm running at least two to 3 a week. And whichever one I feel like I want to put in the chat for my one for the week.
Training.
Yeah. If you want to give me,
Nick is about to get. Nick is gonna get peak me like me doing it. There's no way in high school it was like a 5:40. I'm not getting anywhere near that. In the Army, it was like 6 minutes and like 30 something, sometimes 20. I could probably do like 7 even. There's no way I'm getting to 6:30. Like I don't run that much.
Yeah,
6:30 would be like
I think the fastest I ever
Impossible
ran was
again,
like
and
a
now
550.
at least.
550 was like the fastest I ever ran, and you're talking about like that was when I was playing basketball in high school. We had a psychopath of a coach for my freshman and sophomore year. Like, this dude was like a drill sergeant.
Yeah,
and
we're talking about
crazy.
at times like I was way lighter. Like I'm sitting at like 198 to like 2.
I think I was like 140 my sophomore year, and that was
you
like
were small. I thought I was skinny.
Yeah, little.
Yeah,
so I only weigh 170 right now.
Really? Stop lying.
Yeah. I swear.
Did this man say in the chat he was like 190 when I said
no? You said you're 190. I said you got like 20 pounds on me.
Oh, okay.
No,
all right. Yes.
But I mean,
I'll show you my transformation. At one point, I was 200 pounds. I lost a bunch of weight.
Yeah.
I got fat after high school.
We hope you guys enjoyed this week's show, this podcast. We enjoy y'all tuning in, especially for the ones who stuck around to the end. And this has been Coming Forward the Guys with Keith, Nick, and myself. We out of here.
We got y'all.